Hello and welcome back to another redstone conversion video where I convert a Java machine into Bedrock Edition Minecraft. And this particular machine has been fairly highly requested by you guys, my viewers, and it is another RexxStone game. This is his compact and customizable slot machine. And if you guys don't know who RexxStone is, well, go over and check him out. He's got some really awesome builds, mostly for Java, but he does have some redstone builds that work in Bedrock Edition. I will leave links to his content, particularly this video, down in my description. So really good redstoner there. Go check him out. Now, I have actually had this machine built for a while, but I've been holding off on putting out the video with the hopes that they would adjust some of the piston quirkiness with this last update. Specifically, pistons seem to fire randomly when the chunks they are in get loaded. Normally, that's not that big of a deal, but on this particular machine, it's basically 6 piston feed tapes that all have to be perfectly synchronized with each other. And so if even one gets off, the whole thing kind of breaks. And so it has been fairly delicate. But Mojang, the developers, have not done anything with pistons. So I went back and I tweaked the conversion a little bit. Specifically, you can see above my head these Obsidian blocks, non-movable blocks. I had to put those in place just to kind of help control the piston situation. It's unfortunate, but the machine is much more robust, and I feel confident now in putting out a video and having, well, the machine be reliable for you. So what do I particularly like about this machine compared to other slot machines that I've seen for Bedrock Edition? Well, in this case, what I like is how these spin and how then they stop like one after another. I like that smooth work like that. And what's really clever is this uses a composter for the randomizer to randomize how these end. And I think that's just really clever. Quite a clever design by RexxStone. Also, I like that you can play this one diamond at a time. So I could play this machine one diamond at a time, let it spin, give it a sec. But here it goes, it spins. Oh, and I win already. Look at that. Nice. Or what we can do is I can flip this lever and actually dump a whole bunch of diamonds in, and it will just keep cycling through them, and I don't have to keep hitting this button all the time. It'll go through one cycle, and then when it stops, it'll just automatically go into the next cycle. Like that. And then it take a diamond away, and it cycles, and then it takes another diamond away, and it cycles. And so that is really nice and handy to be able to do. Do I win? Ah, so close, but not quite. What else? Oh, what you can do also is adjust how much of a diamond output you get quite easily, and that's done with these lecterns here and these books. Your gold and your emerald outputs are controlled by this lectern here, and then the diamond outputs are controlled by what page numbers you set this one to. And so it is quite easily customizable. So I suppose, without any further ado, let's just kind of get into the build. What you will need are about a stack of blocks for the decoration of your machine. You will want a slab, some stairs, This is for decoration. You don't have to use trapdoors or birch. This is for your note blocks, some lighting blocks. You want a couple stacks of blocks for your circuits. They do not have to be these colors. You want about 21 obsidian though. A barrel, a composter, a couple lecterns, and books that have 30 pages and are signed. A shulker box, some pistons, 7 sticky pistons, 2 droppers, 10 hoppers. The diamonds and the stackable items are for your item sorter. You do not have to use dead bush. They can be any stackable items. You want a stack and about 17 of redstone dust, a stack and about 16 of observers, a couple redstone torches, 35 repeaters, 16 comparators, a button, a lever, 7 note blocks, 7 gold blocks, 7 emerald blocks, 6 diamond blocks. And then in addition to these, what you will want are items that go into your composter. So they can be cactus, leaves, carrots, potatoes, just about anything that you can farm and put into the composter, and some diamonds for the initial payouts to your early winners. So let's start. The space that we are going to need is going to be 9 blocks wide by 11 blocks long, and then from our floor level we need 5 blocks below the floor level and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks above the floor level. And it is a good practice that when you are building these complex redstone devices to build them all in one chunk. So if we activate my chunk visualizer here, you can see it is all going to be inside one chunk. And so if you don't have a chunk visualizer like this, I will actually leave a link in the description for this one. This is put out by Mad Hatter, and you can turn it on and off just like this. Real simple, one button push. Alright, so let us begin over here on this short edge. We will go to the middle, and then we will come back 1, 2, and we will build up to our floor level like this and put in a shulker box like that right at floor level. From here, grab yourself some droppers and have 2 droppers facing up like this with a slab, a lower slab on top of them. Come over here to the right, down 2 blocks, put a block, and you can get rid of that. Have a comparator on this block, and then have a hopper facing into the comparator. Take out this one, have a hopper facing into the bottom dropper. Now this is our sorting system for our diamonds in. Let's come around here again. Have a block. Come down and over with a block. Come down and over with a block again. And another block there. On top of these is dust, and a redstone repeater. Come on into the inside. Get rid of that one. Put a torch. Put a block here. Get rid of that one, and that one, and that one. On this block, put some dust. Alright, so since we are now locking this hopper, we can set this up as our sorting hopper. So put a diamond there, and 21 stackable items. Go 1, 2, 3, and then there should be 18 in this first slot. Okay, so now this part over here, let us work in our composter, which is our randomizer. So put 1 block there, and then put in a barrel. Have a hopper going into the barrel. We can get rid of that temporary block, and put on the composter. And this dust over there locks the hopper, keeps things from draining out of our composter. So this is our randomizer. To fill it, we need a hopper on top, a hopper there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and yes, 5 hoppers coming across through here. And it is this line that we will send items into the composter. At this point, if we were to just put diamonds up here into this box, they would potentially run through the system because this hopper is not being locked. So let us get some glass, fill these spots in with glass, put a piece of redstone dust here, have an observer looking, there we go, looking at that dust, an observer looking at that observer, a repeater on top of the hopper facing away, and some glass here and here so those hoppers don't lock, dust there, and a repeater here on 4-tick delay, and finally that's going to be firing up into a block with a redstone torch here. Now that torch is going to lock this hopper. Lastly, get your flooring block and a button. Put your flooring block there and a button on top. So now, if you put some diamonds in, they won't get sucked through. And if you hit the button, there we go. It only pulls one out at a time. Now the rest of your diamonds, go ahead and put down into this dropper so that when the player wins, it could send them up to here. Now that last diamond was in this spot, which is fine. You want one there anyways. Now come on over here and put down 2 repeaters on those 2 pieces of glass on 4-tick delay each, and you will need those for the end for when you run this in automatic mode. But it's just easiest to get those in now. And that is it. That's our diamond sorter and our randomizer. Alright, the next bit is we will take our reading off of our composter so that as it fills up, we have a signal to work with. So we are going to put a comparator on top of that barrel with a block above. And actually, we are going to come down and over. So the signal goes into there, down to some redstone dust. And we are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks over. Dust. Probably gonna have to go more. Dust. And here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks out. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks out. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks out. Run dust down this line here. And each of these lines here is going to be powering each wheel of our slot machine. So we'll have a comparator, a repeater on 3 ticks delay, dust, spin around, have a repeater on 2 tick delay, and another piece of dust. Let's do that again. It's comparator, repeater, 3 tick delay, dust, repeater on 2 tick delay, repeater, 2 tick delay, dust, comparator, repeater, 3 tick delay. Now, get yourself an observer and have the observer looking at this centerpiece of dust. And then an observer looking at that observer. And then 2 more blocks So for each slot of the slot machine, there will actually be 2 piston feed tapes. One with the emerald, gold, and diamond, and then one just behind it that will actually be determining if there is a winner or not. So we will be building those together, and back here, let's do dust and dust, get an observer, look down at that one, an observer looking at that one, looking at that one, come on in, have an observer looking at that one, then do a block and a block, dust there, a piece of obsidian here so that it can't move, a block here with a repeater on it, get rid of that, you don't need it, a block with dust on top of it, and then come on down and have an observer looking up and put some redstone dust on it. Now continue a line here, here, facing up. That's going to fire into another block of obsidian. Put a piston there facing up. Over here, have an observer looking down at that redstone dust, and then 1, 2, and 3, with again a piston facing up. There we go. So basically from this spot there are 4 observers firing each piston. Okay, here have some dust, piece of glass, and a piston facing this way with dust and dust. And then here have a temporary block with piston there. Take that out. Okay, so we have our pistons firing up and our pistons firing to the back. So now let's do the top part of the machine. We're going to grab our observers again. And on this spot, we'll have an observer looking down, one to the side, one looking down again, coming over here to this side, another one looking down. And here we are going to split our signal. We are going to have one coming to the back and one over here. And then again on top of both of those, observers looking down. Right here in this spot we'll have glass because we don't want this observer to be firing this block. We'll have a block, and then a piston facing that way to the front. And we are going to run dust, 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 and dust. And then we are going to put a piston here, again facing to the front, so that this block and this line of dust will fire both pistons. Now over here, we are going to bring this observer line up one more block. We are going to have some glass, so again, when we bring our line across, this will not fire that piston down there, but we'll have obsidian so that this piston down there can only push so far. We are going to have a piston facing down right there in that spot. And then we are going to have a block, and then another piston facing down right there. And then we are going to put some obsidian here. And we are going to run dust, a repeater, dust, a repeater, dust, and dust. Now, since we do not want the dust to be connecting in these 2 spots, we'll put a block there and a block there. And since we are here, let's put in a sound effect. Put some glass next to that obsidian with a note block on it and hit this 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that should be it for the top. Now real quick, before I continue building the rest of this, I want to show you guys kind of how these piston feed tapes are supposed to be running, what that is supposed to look like. So let me grab some blocks and we will, and I will run this clock here real quick for you on this one, and we will show you what this is supposed to look like. So not only are the back feed tape and the front feed tapes in harmony, both the pistons that are firing down and up are firing at the same time, and the pistons that are firing left and right are firing at the same time. And so if anything is even one tick off, it will break the whole machine, which will not be good. Not be good. All right, so let's take this out and put that back. And so now I will go ahead and build the other two lines. So once again, let's come on in. Observer looking at that dust. An observer. 2 blocks. Dust, dust. An observer looking there. To the side. Down. To the front. And block. Block. This is dust. Obsidian. Block. Get rid of that one. A repeater. Block here. Dust. And observer looking up. Dust on that. An observer looking at that one. Like that. An observer looking, oh my goodness, here, here. That is firing into obsidian with a piston facing up. And then we have one there, 1, 2, 3 here, and a piston facing up. We have dust on that, glass, piston there, temporary block, piston there, dust and dust. And that's the bottom line. And then we have an observer, 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 glass, 1, 2, piston, piston, dust, 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 block, block, glass, obsidian, piston facing down, dust, repeater, dust, repeater, block, block, obsidian there, dust, dust, and a piston facing down here. Yep. And one more time. Okay, good. So that is what it should look like for this part. Yeah. Now there is one other thing that we can do. Just like I've been using Obsidian to block off these other spots and the pistons from overextending, we can actually put Obsidian there, there, and there for those pistons back there. And then what we can do is we come over and down with Obsidian in that spot, and that spot to block those pistons. Now, unfortunately, about the only ones that we cannot block off will be these guys. But we'll get to the rest of this here in. Actually, it's these guys we can't block off. But these ones, let's go ahead and put Obsidian there, there, and there. There we go. That looks better. Cool. So now let us work in the bit that will help determine if we are winning or not. And that's going to come off of here. So we are going to come up a block, over a block, put a block there, a block here, come up a block there, and then have 1, 2, 3, 4. For this, we'll have dust on top of that, a repeater down in there, dust here, and then 4 repeaters. This first one, 1 tick, 1, 2, 4 ticks, 1, 2, 3, 4 ticks, 1, 2, 3, 4 ticks there. This one is firing up into a block with a sticky piston facing up and observer facing down, and we are going to put a block there, and we are going to put actually a block there. Yep, dust, dust, glass, glass, dust, and dust. Okay, so now we're going to work our way inside here, and what we are going to need to do is run some blocks across here. That's basically going to be through the middle of all these feed tapes. So 2 blocks there, and then over and take that out, put another one there, over twice, take that out, put another one there. On top of these red blocks, we're going to do repeaters, and this will send a signal through if it can go through. I'll explain that in a moment. Likewise, down here with this one, we are also going to do a block and a block over there and a block way down there, all of them with repeaters on them. There we go. Good. Next, come around to this side and come out a couple more like this, and you'll want 3 coming across with dust, dust, dust. You don't want that to connect down there, so put a block there to cut that off. Grab an observer, come up, and then over, and then 1, 2 down, And then you have a sticky piston facing down. Put a lectern on it. Down here, where is it? Okay, down here, where we have that repeater, come out another block. No. Put a sticky piston facing down right there with just some dust on top of it. And then again, a lectern. Now, what you want to do is you want to create a book with 30 pages in it. So you go to page 30, you write something, anything, does not matter, and then sign the book. Okay, so put one book there, and this one set to page 20. Take this book here and set this to page 6. Now, these books will determine the payouts. So what's going to happen is the payout for diamonds or gold or emerald is going to be half of the page number of the book. So for example, this lectern here is going to represent your diamonds, and since it is set to page 20, the amount of diamonds for winning that you will get back will be 10. So I hope that made sense to you, but now to get the readings from this, what we're going to do is when this piston pushes this down, if we come over and down to this spot, we can put a comparator on here. So when the lectern is down, we can get the reading from that. Come over 1 and come up there with 1. So we have a comparator there. And on top of this, we'll have a comparator that will read from that one. And then over here, we'll come both up and down. Get rid of that one. Have a comparator there. Come over one more. And over one more here. Have dust. And a comparator there. And a comparator there. This one we come up to that spot. And this one we come up to that spot. Now from here, come out 1. Come back 1 here, here, and 1 block right under the yellow one. You want dust, dust, dust here. A comparator that's firing into this block, and a comparator here. Now for those of you who have seen some of my redstone before, you will know that this is a decaying circuit. And what we're going to do is bring this to here with, I believe, a repeater. There. Yes. And this is what is going to fire our diamonds up and out when we win. Okay, so now let's go ahead and put in some of this floor so that we can actually see what we're doing. Alright, that's pretty good. Now from this obsidian block here, come over once, twice, and then come down once, twice. Go ahead and put a lever there. Come down 2 blocks, take out the middle one, put some redstone dust there. Grab yourself a sticky piston, put that there right next to that with a block on its face. Now over here off of this red block, put a sticky piston facing up and an observer facing to the front, firing to the back. Alright, good. And yep, those will interact with these repeaters that we put in before. it is, oops, all good. Continue our floor over to here, bring that all the way out to here. Good. Now let us work in some sound effects real quick. So come down here in front, put a gold block there, note block on top, hit this 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come around to the side where this red block is, put a note block with an emerald underneath it. Call that good. Over here, grab yourself stairs. Put some stairs there, some stairs there. Get yourself a block. Block there, block there. Might as well bring those down. But above these, you want, I'm using kelp, 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 and kelp. No block, no block, no block, no block. This one hit 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this one 13 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That one you don't have to worry about. So we are really getting down to the end here. And you can kind of run the decoration on the front of this however you want. But let's go ahead and build this up here in between these. Build this up one more. Maybe put some stairs there. Do that. Now someplace you do need a transparent block like stairs is right here. So you do not cut off this redstone signal. Here, here, here. So you don't want to do that. So you can do stairs like that. Like that. And since you don't want to cut that one off, you can do that. Might as well do that so it's all matching and uniform. What the heck, do that. I guess I could turn these stairs around too if I wanted. If I wanted, I could. Okay, let's swing around inside here and start putting these blocks in. So for this front feed tape with these pistons here, the order you want them in is gold, emerald, diamond. And then from up top you want gold, emerald, diamond. Just like that. Okay. Repeat that again. Gold, emerald, diamond. Gold, emerald, diamond. Gold, emerald, diamond. Gold, emerald, diamond. Now, to fill in the back feed tapes, again, come over here. And for this, you want solid and transparent blocks. So a solid block in something like glass. So you want to start with your solid, transparent, transparent, and solid, transparent, transparent. Solid. Oops, not that. Solid, transparent, transparent. Solid, transparent, transparent. All right, something to be aware of, here we go, is that your solid blocks should match up with your gold blocks here in front. Does not mean they represent gold, but to get things aligned, your solid blocks match up with the gold blocks. Just keep that in mind. Here we can do, yeah, sure, light blocks here in between. Maybe some trap doors, keeping with my theme here. Sure, yeah. And solid blocks. I think now one of the last things to do is to add our fuel source for the composter. So take yourself something like a shulker box of cactuses, and right here where our hopper line is, just put in our shulker box. Now watch what happens, especially down here when we start adding this. Slowly, the redstone signal fills up. And because I already had diamonds in it, they are all advanced ones, but that's no big deal. But we have primed our machine and it is ready to go. And if you look in here, our composter is filled up. And so that is its resting state. All the redstone signals should be on, and the composter is filled up. Now when we add our diamonds and push the button, that is what clears the composter, clears this redstone dust from being fired, and allows the clocks to run like I did earlier. And so that's it. Your machine is complete. Congratulations. Now, if you do have any issues with your build, leave a comment below for sure, and I will get back and answer it as best I can. Actually, if you like the machine, leave a comment below. If you have suggestions for any other Java builds to translate, or just in general game ideas, leave a comment below. I read all of them. I'm not that big of a channel, so I see all the comments. Likewise, on that note, if you did like the build, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like some of my other stuff and haven't yet, think about subscribing. Really, I would appreciate it. It helps my channel grow and encourages me to make more videos. But until the next video, I'm gonna have to say, as always, have fun and see ya!